I gotta send you
everywhere.
a script.
What?
I have to send you a script.
Okay.
You have to pick what you're gonna come out to Tennessee and do for me.
Oh. I got to see the script first. I mean, I'll have my people call your people and send it my way. I'll try to get to it next week.
Wow. I gotta tell you, man. I called up.
Oh yeah.
And I said, well, there's this ghost in here that I'd like you to do, and I said maybe you can take the part and do with it kind of what you want, and it's literally 2 days of filming, in probably a 14-day shoot, right?
Yeah.
And maybe virtually, I think 4 pages, 5 pages, right? Most of which he's talking to a little wooden monkey. And I called him up and he goes, "It's great, I just finished it." He says, "First of all, at the end, when the father and son are hugging, yeah, they should get in a fight." I was like, what? And then he proceeded to go through and just like, go on and on and on, and finally he's going, and you got a problem is you got two protagonists. And I go, yeah, I know that. He says you can't have 2 protagonists. What's wrong with you? I was like, well, wait a minute. I said, you know this is just a horror film, right?
Yeah.
And he says, you have 1 protagonist. And I go, well, yeah, but it can be a little bit more complicated than that. You understand this isn't a high school play. And he went ape, man. I mean, oh my God, he went out of his mind. And in the middle of it, I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm having one of those phone calls that every director has.
Right.
That he goes, oh, it's like, help me, Lord.
That's the moment where the camera zooms in on you and the camera pulls out and zooms in at the same time.
The eyes, that's right.
On your face.
It's exactly that. Oh, by the way, if you bleep out his name, you can actually use this.
Well, he's a great actor, so I think he's trying to be a producer, is what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, but this is my film. It's like, and the suggestions were like, just no, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And finally, at the end, and I'm not kidding, I'd only gotten to say like 3 or 4 things through it. Finally, at the end, he says, if I'm going to go FI-core with you, then which is financial.
Right, yeah.
Limitation.
Yeah.
He says, if I'm going to go FI-core on you, you're going to have to do a lot better than this. And I said, okay, no. And I hung up.
Oh, that's great.
And I swear, he has sent me like 6 emails trying to apologize. Right?
You caught him at a bad time.
I'm like, yeah, well.
Was he a Trump supporter?
No, oh God, no. Oh no, he's way the other way. He is one of these guys that I swear to God, he's driven by what absolutely every liberal cause in the world, and he is so driven by them that he literally gets in arguments with people all the time about it. And liberals. He gets into arguments with liberals because you're not liberal enough. Because
Gotcha.
If you're not liberal enough, you're not really a liberal.
I know the type. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's so far that you just can't. I swear to God, you talk to him for a while, and I know that maybe this is just me, but I'm telling you, through most of the conversation that I was having with him, I was having a really hard time not to laugh. I was going, Oh, okay. And I'm like, wow, this is just so surreal. Well, there you go.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I mean,
so you're gonna call it right now? Stuff. Let's do stuff.
No. I don't.
No.
No. You know. Here's the thing. I brought Jeremy is better with the creatures that are known, the creatures that walk the night that are known as actors. Those creatures.
Yeah. No, that's good.
He's going to put together the acting troupe for me.
So why didn't you have him call this gentleman?
Well, this is because I know the gentleman. You know,
you should have Jeremy call him just for training, like so Jeremy can get used to this craziness. Like, just say, hey, this guy, you need to call this guy.
Jeremy's good with that kind of thing. You know, I mean, I was just like, yeah, you know, the thing is I am honestly not that nice of a guy. You know, when it gets to a certain point, and here's the thing, I have no effort. I'm not putting any effort into that discussion. It's literally, sort of, God, it's not my hill to die on. You know, it's like,
I think I would,
but I'm the director. Well, that's what was difficult. I was like, well, I'm the director, and I'm putting the script together and everything, and you know, you're not going to get far like that.
No.
It's like,
especially if you want more money.
Yeah, it's like, okay, great, have a nice day. Yeah, you know, because at one point I said, dude, I don't care, and it comes back as, you don't care about your art? Well, why should I care if you don't care? And I was like, no, I don't care about this conversation. That's what I wanted to say. No. You mistook what I meant. I don't care about this right here. What we're doing, this back and forth stuff, is
right.
Like, I could take it or leave it.
You're like, let me direct. If you want it, you want it. You don't, you don't.
If you want it, you want it. All right. You know what? Yeah, it was interesting. Anyway.
Well, so
now.
Oh wait, let's do an intro to that one. Let's see. So you have a story about the house on the pines that you're working on, Mick?
Funny you should mention that. Maybe we're going to take some names out of this, but yes, I do.
No, that's a good story. Yeah, I have to. You only said it once though, so it's easy for me to take the name out. I remember one of my favorite episodes we did was I went back and listened to it a while back. Was when you mentioned, I have to bleep this out, but when you mentioned, and I bleeped the crap out of the episode, and like everything was bleeped out. That was a great episode.
What I thought was funny was that she came out about what was it, about 4 months later.
Yeah.
And they did an interview with her, and she was, oh yeah, boy, I was like down the road, and I was like, yeah, I know.
I know, it would have been out sooner if I wouldn't have bleeped it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know, actually, I kind of regret that now because it probably would have given us some more viewership.
Yeah, really.
Especially if we had video.
Yeah. Well, I have yeah. You know what people say today? What is that? I've heard this before. Is if you don't have it on video, it didn't happen.
Right. Yep.
So like everything from 1980s back didn't happen.
Pretty much.
Didn't happen. Yeah, it didn't happen. So I guess we can get away with it. You know, that didn't happen. Okay.
Makes you wonder about the founding fathers, what kind of stuff they were up to.
Yeah, really.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. I mean, that was that beta?
Right.
That was before VHS. I know that.
Are you sure it wasn't VHS? It might have been that VHS-C, like that.
Yeah.
They tried to make the tape smaller. Ooh, they're smaller now.
Yeah. Ooh, that's right.
That was my first video camera. Was a VHS-C that my parents bought, and my friend and I would run around and make stupid movies with it.
By the way, what a terrible idea was that? Is that you actually went around with a video with a tape that was a different format than the one that you were eventually going to have to transfer it to.
Yeah.
So you were going to be 2 generations down no matter what you did.
Yeah. I can't wait to release one of those movies someday.
High quality stuff.
I just have to find my friend. He's out in Tennessee. He's actually in Tennessee. His name's Brian, and he lives in Knoxville, I think, still.
Well, Brian! I know Brian. I'm in Tennessee.
He's an audio god, by the way, if you ever need any audio work.
Oh, well, I will, as a matter of fact.
So, what are we doing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a film, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. Oh, so
Okay.
the reason why I have this video, which I've used more than once already, I really like this video, this movie.
Of course.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Dr. Caligari.
Yeah, it's a German expressionist film that nobody's really watched lately. So everybody watch this movie because I just found out.
Wait.
This has been out for 100 years.
Oh, really?
Like I saw something on the news and it was like, hey, so, in case you missed it, this happened back in February. This movie is now 100 years old.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, well, really? So I had to look it up, and I was like shocked by that. So because I still enjoy watching it.
Oh yeah.
And it's just the sets, the design is amazing.
That film there was a huge inspiration for me in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4, especially in 4. You know, because I was playing with perspective all the time. But in 3 also we were playing with perspective in the circular staircase that went down. So yeah.
That's probably why I like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
There you go.
And that was even before I knew you. So, but I still like 3 a lot more. But
yeah. Well,
don't tell anybody.
There you go. Yeah, I did that one too. Hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, anybody else is listening that might be offended by that comment. 3 was much better.
I say that all the time.
And the book, I can't wait till the book comes out. Just saying. There's a little plug for you.
I'm so busy right now. Yeah, I don't know that things. Anyway, so what was the name of the film?
Oh wait, I want to show you. So, in case you haven't seen Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, I have a special hat here, and it actually has the movie in it. You ready? See it? You didn't see it?
I didn't. Hold on. What are you talking
let me show
about?
you. I have the movie in my hat.
Oh, the movie in your.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. You ready?
Yeah. There.
You see it? It's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's right there. It's right there.
I carry that with me sometimes, and I just open my hat and look at it.
Yeah. Just.
You're on a bus?
There you go. No.
Anyway.
So.
When Brent turns down his classmate Lola's invitation to the prom, she concocts a wildly violent plan for revenge. Australian style. I had to add that little second thing there. Anyway. Yeah, so this was 2009. It's an Australian movie called The Loved Ones.
Yeah. It was...
Interesting. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, okay. It was interesting. Torture porn.
Yes. That's
torture porn is not my favorite. You know that.
Well, the problem with this, it wasn't just torture porn. It was 12 minutes in. I was like, "Is this an after-school special?" Because it feels like an after-school special, and it was very slowly paced, and it was kids going to school and girl getting rejected for prom.
Blah
blah blah. But I guess all Australian movies are very slow, and then they have a swell of music, of sound, boom, 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 and something happens, and then it's done again, and then it's like a documentary film again.
And then all of a sudden, somebody's drilling somebody else in the forehead.
Yeah,
right?
that was actually what I was going to say was this. I actually had that notated that I thought it was a little too much torture porn. It was not even for a reason. There wasn't any explanation really. There was no backstory to why this girl was crazy.
Yeah, but she certainly was.
I mean, they had a backstory, but it came out like in the third act. Why do you tell people what the motivation is right at the end of the movie?
You know what was interesting though is that the how can I put this? The whole history of it was down in the basement.
Yes.
Right? It was like that was the backstory.
Well, also the little photo book.
Yeah, right. But the backstory was more in the pure preponderance of either they made a lot of these films, or she was just into torturing guys, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like there should have been a scene. The way you open a movie, just have a really exciting scene with some crazy crap going down with her doing something to somebody, instead of the way they started this one.
What I think is ironic is I just got chewed out because I had, essentially I'm trying to mash two stories together, and there's films like this that are out there that don't even have a complete story.
No.
But they have a chick trying to drill a guy through the head with a drill. And by the way, can I just say this? That was the most unimpressive drill I've ever seen. I mean, how about a battery powered or a cord powered Bosch, heavy duty?
No, I would have picked one from I would have picked a Sears drill, like I have one, 1950s gray,
the silver,
very powerful.
Right? Exactly. I mean, it's like when she turns the drill on, it's like.
I was expecting the drill bit to break, or the battery to die.
Yeah, right. The battery to die. I kept thinking that it was never going to pierce his head because the battery would have died. But I did really truly appreciate that somebody came up with the idea of putting a couple of little puffs of smoke.
Well, I was like, were those necessary though? Because it kind of almost ruined it for me. I'm like, really?
it was like, boy, you got to have a pretty dull drill.
And digital smoke. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't have the same look.
Yeah, and you had to have a pretty dull drill to not get through, living tissue, even brain tissue. Come on.
And then they had to do something else to actually activate the thing they were doing. I don't know. I'm trying not to give it away, even though we're kind of spoiling this one anyway. But
yeah, it was just yeah.
I like the dad. The dad was actually pretty good. The crazy dad.
Yeah, the crazy dad. I have to say that I did perk up at the very end when
the credits rolled.
No, there was this really incredibly long, slow scene that was I'd have to call it the car had first, second, third, fourth, and comeuppance.
Yeah.
And he put it in comeuppance and slowly backed up to her head. And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Well, it wasn't even slow motion. It was just very slow.
No, it wasn't. It was just slow. It wasn't slow motion. It was just freaking slow. But it was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna allow it.
Well, he was a nervous driver.
Yeah, he was.
Actually, I kind of like that. It kind of got me like, what? And then when I was like, okay, that was kind of maybe humor. Maybe they're trying to put some humor in there, but I don't know. I think I didn't like this one very much, actually.
I didn't either. I was like, it was just too.
And how convenient was it that she threw a flashlight and a hammer to the guy that's in the hole?
Yeah, it was just too linear. It was just like just one.
Like I said, it was a documentary film. It was an Australian documentary film with some torture porn mixed in for no reason.
That's the way they are down there,
I would love documentaries if they were that exciting, but I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I would give it like a 2. And the 2 is just for the long revenge.
I want to give it a worse score just to be mean.
Okay,
I'm gonna give it 1.8.
No,
I mean there was no build up to anything. It wasn't a horror movie at all.
Yeah, no, it was revenge porn. Is what it was. Or, without the revenge, it was just slasher porn.
Well, it wasn't really a movie either, because when you're making a movie, usually you have a plot.
Right.
You have a script that makes sense. By
the way, I wanted to ask you about this.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the other story that was going on at all, because you know what the other story looked like? It looked like a date. just an awkward date.
Yeah. They're actually, the other story is more interesting just because it made more sense. It had a build up.
Yeah.
It showed a backstory. I mean, it had everything. That little tiny. They should have made a short film out of that. Actually, there was an underlying story too with the guy that liked to do something with himself that wasn't safe.
It was a date. It was a really awkward and
how do I say
date,
that without ruining it? He'd like to do something to himself to feel better, but it's not what you're thinking.
Right. Yeah, right.
But no, anyway, so I think this is kind of what that people should skip, really.
We could have skipped it.
You can see how excited I am.
I would have been fine with that. Okay. I'm going to go down and I'm going to watch a movie.
Good. I'm going to go out there and get my kids to bed so I can watch a movie.
You do that. Later on, man.
All right.
Bye.